Welcome to the Hetero podcast. I'm one of your hosts, Dame.
I'm good, man.
I'm Cream.
And sorry, not Creams. Carlos is missing. We have not been able to find him for weeks. We've put up posters all around town looking for our furry friend, and we haven't found him anywhere.
What happened to him?
I don't know.
How'd you lose him?
I don't know. I left the one of the windows open. I think he just snuggled his way on out.
Maybe because you didn't feed him. Remember that episode of what was it, SpongeBob? Where Gary ran away? Something like that. We gotta find him. You gotta make a really sad song.
You know what I think it was? I think it was because I was mean to him because he broke my fucking washing machine, which is why I think it was mean to him.
Oh, I mean, yeah, you gotta cut him a little.
Yeah, no, Ripley, this isn't a part of a bit. Carlos actually broke my washer.
Oh.
I walked up, put my clothes in the washer. I walk away, I'm like, all right, these will be washed. That's how clothes work. Carlos comes into my room, opens the door, and he goes, hey, I broke your washer. And I'm like, what do you mean? And he's like, well, you forgot a towel. So I was like, I'll just throw it in, And when I did that, I wanted to see how much of me I could fit in the washing machine. So he tried.
What does that mean?
He tried to sit in the washer, see how much he could fit into it. And fucking broke my washer door so it doesn't latch anymore. So now it doesn't I can't use my washer.
That is the dumbest thing I think he could have possibly done.
This guy's fucking fat ass broke my washer. I had to fucking wash all my clothes in the tub.
Why did he decide to even do that?
I don't fucking know. I don't know. He just he explained it to me, and whenever you see those clips where it's like, mommy, I threw up, and it's just a kid standing in the doorway and they look kind of dejected. That's him. He fucking opens the door, doesn't step through it. You can just see him, hands by his side. Yeah, I put my ass in the washer and broke it. So I had to be the patron saint of poverty. And then fucking take all of my clothes and then some laundry detergent and just rub them around in my fucking tub for 20 minutes and then wring them all out and then throw them in the dryer because the dryer still works. It was just fucking hilarious. I don't know, man.
Those intrusive thoughts, dog. Those intrusive thoughts.
That's exactly what I said.
The poor fucking little man.
It's bro has to be so comfortable to let intrusive thoughts like that just I don't know, beat him like that.
I don't even know, man, because that's what I'm thinking. I don't think anything could cross my mind where I'd actually just put my whole asshole in someone's washer and break it in fucking half. That's not a thing I'm gonna do. I'm sorry. So yeah.
Intrusive thoughts, man.
Ever since that day.
Intrusive thoughts almost win yesterday.
Really?
Yeah, whenever you get your tattoo, I was just genuinely thinking about just karate chopping the shit out of your back.
You fucking did 20 times. You I was sitting there getting my tattoo, and Ripley would fucking sit next to me, and I'd say anything, and he'd pluck my ears. He'd just start slapping me in my ears while I'm fucking trying to stand still for a back tat on my spine.
Yes, it's still.
The reason I try to move is because you would fucking poke me and you would prod me like I was I was cattle.
I do that to fat people in the street.
What?
I poke them like cattle.
Fuck yeah, right. Reasonable.
With a cattle prod?
Yes.
Alright.
Don't come down here.
Nah, dude, come down here. We have too many. You gotta get rid of them. Do you think that'd be a good deterrent? Me and Carlos were talking about this, more in a joking manner, but we were thinking, if you're over 600 pounds, I think we should send you to prison. I think we should just send you to prison. I think it should be illegal.
Oh.
I think people over 600 pounds just gave up.
Right. Well, that was our mindset. It's if you're in that environment, you're gonna shape up pretty quick. Carlos has been living with me for I think 3 or 4 weeks now. He's already lost 40 pounds. He's way skinnier. So I can't imagine if it was an even more intense environment like prison.
Actually, yeah. Now I think about it, and you just look at Gucci Mane. Gucci Mane went into prison fat, and then he went out incredibly skinny. People kept thinking he was a clone.
The same exact thing happened with Kodak Black.
Yeah, that too. Actually, maybe that could be a good. Illegal to be what? How many pounds?
Yeah, what is our weight that we're saying? How fat can you get? I think 450.
I think 500.
500? 450 is. That's a lot of person. That is more than 2 of me, and I'm decently tall and very muscular, and I'm only 210 pounds, and that much in fat would be crazy, right? That's 2 whole me in one person.
How about you make it like, I don't know, 200, just so you go to prison.
I'm not going to prison, man. I'm just not doing it.
Okay, I think 450 is good.
450? Yeah.
450. Fair enough.
Yeah.
Do they have to? Kind of thing. Do they get their own cell block?
Nah, dude, they're stuck in there with like just another.
They're
They're stuck in there with just like another normal prisoner. They have to like shape up, man. There's just nothing.
That's like, what are you in here for? Being fat?
Yeah, being a fat, lazy piece of shit. Yeah, you're in prison. Sorry.
What are you in here for? I killed 5 kids and scalped them.
Yeah,
and put it
equal.
on my scalp and ran away.
Yeah, those guys are equal in the eyes of the law.
And
Yeah, I'm sorry, dude.
What is their sentence though?
Until they lose the weight. Until they're like skinny, yeah. Like when we were in boot camp, we used to do what was it called? Little extra like physical therapy classes for people who are like too fat to pass the fitness test. So like they would get up extra early and then go fucking work out until they were like ready to, I guess, be a functional human that could like run and shit. So like I don't know, something like that maybe, yeah. Like they get up extra early in prison and just fucking work out until they're like of normal human size.
That's a crazy sentencing. What if they just sit down and just don't do anything? What if they just don't do anything?
I don't know, man. They just stay in prison. So I mean, it's either they're gonna work the weight off or they're gonna get rape the weight off. And like honestly, at that point, it's up to them.
Let me look this up too.
Look up what? Like
Populace of fat people in the U.S.
There's a lot. I can just tell you. I mean, I'm in like one of the fattest states. I think South Carolina's like crazy fat, but I'm not.
I don't think it's the fattest.
I don't think it's the I think the fattest would be Texas. Probably, yeah, definitely
Really?
Texas, I feel. Yeah, man.
I feel like somewhere up north would have to be like the fattest.
No way up north. Northern people are like,
I don't know, like
well
North
adjusted.
Dakota sounds very fat.
Nah, you sound fat as fuck, North Dakota. Fix your shit.
Also, B state is West Virginia.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Another reason I hate West Virginia. That's fucking crazy. I don't know, but I also don't feel like it's my place to necessarily be like, you should get skinnier. It's like, yeah, it's your body. Feel free to be a fat fucking lard. That's disgusting, and I actually vomit at the mere thought of your existence. But shit, gee.
Very fat phobic of you.
Yeah, I am. I am very fat phobic. I wake up extra morning to be fat phobic.
I hope we never get like to a point where like, I don't know, being fat phobic is like actually a thing.
I think I don't know if we're like at that point, but I think we're like right on the outskirts of it. Like if you're,
I don't know, like, just call somebody fat, they're fat. Like,
right.
Just fix it. Like,
just
I think
fix
it's like
it.
being way too. I think it's just being way too accepted.
I agree with that. I think you should be allowed to just be like, yo, that's like fucking gross. Like that's just really odd to look at. Cause like even in like practical day-to-day situations, like I used to fly a lot for whenever I would like go around in like the Coast Guard and stuff because they different units and shit. And whenever I would, like, there was one time where I got stuck next to this guy who's just like comically large and like almost took up 2 whole seats, but obviously didn't buy 2 seats. So he's like spilling out into my shit, and it's like, all right, listen, dude, I get it. Your body and shit. Don't get your fucking fat rolls all over me. I'm not really. I'm not thrilled about this prospect right now. I don't know.
I guess I know. Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, like I'm sure there's been like a point where you're on like some form of public transportation, even like as a kid on the school bus. If you're growing up, there had to be a point where you're sitting next to like one of the chunkier kids, and they're just fucking gross.
There's like 2 dudes at my work that like when they come to work, they have like their uniform, but like even though it's like 3X, it still doesn't fit them, and like their like belly is like spilling out under their shirt. It's so gross, man.
God, that's just attractive. You love to see that, huh? I don't know, man.
Come to work every day like that.
I think if it was like old medieval times, they'd be beheaded. Like I don't know, just like wouldn't stand.
I'm pretty sure there was probably like no really fat people in like old medieval times because they didn't have anything to eat. It was like bread. I
think. I mean, I'm like just literally pulling this out of my ass, and I probably heard it once in like the 4th grade. But like, I think they were actually respected because it was just like you actually can afford to eat. You're obviously rich if you're fat. Well, episode. Gone fishing is a hypothetical that I really wanted to talk about, and I kind of wish Carlos was here, but since he's still missing and nobody's found him, I guess we'll just talk about it without him. But gone fishing is like the idea of us being like, what if instead of being like, you know, friends and like hanging out, we just went fishing? You know, like one of us just went fishing. Like, wouldn't that? I just want to know what life would be like if we just never met. We all just went out fishing the day we all met and just never convened in the way we did.
What do you mean?
Like you don't
we just like
go on.
Speak.
Like, what do you mean? What do I mean? Is what I'm asking. I'm asking for clarification on your question.
What it means is like the day that we could have met, we just didn't.
Yeah.
And then it moved on from that point.
Yeah.
Wait, so like the day we met, we just fished and that was it?
Yeah. Like, what if we
did
never
something
met?
else that day.
Yeah. Essentially. Yeah.
Damn, that would have been really good.
That's been really good.
About, like, assuming I'm thinking of it the way like I think you're saying it is like, okay, so like we're there, like we never ever met, but one day we just ended up fishing together.
No.
Like by
Like-
coincidence?
No. Instead
It's
of the
like-
day we were on the computer and met each other, you were just out fishing, and then we never met each other.
So instead of me being on Discord,
Yeah, you were
I was out
fishing.
fishing.
You
And
were
I never talked to you guys because I was out fishing.
Yes. Well, honestly,
Yes.
the question's pretty
Yes,
much just like,
100% what he
what if we never met? But I wanted to put it as something that you guys wouldn't immediately go like, oh yeah, I'll think about that before, because then you'd think all the conversation out of your skulls. So I was thinking like, yeah,
That's stupid.
I hate you. I hate you.
No, like
You did it in a great. You asked the question like perfectly.
Okay. Okay, good. I'm glad it's not me.
Okay, I get it now. It's just like I don't know. I can interpret it many ways.
Okay.
I was like, I was thinking of like, because I had this scenario in my head for like a while. I was like, what if like the people like today you never met, and like in a different lifetime you guys just like got together, like by coincidence.
Oh yeah, we can talk about both of them. Honestly, I mean, like, not like we're super loaded with shit we want to talk about this episode.
So what if I gone fishing?
Yeah. What if? What do you think you'd be if you just never met any of us? You know, like, what do you think your life would look like?
I feel like I would. That's kind of harsh. I feel like I just really wouldn't be in a good headspace, like at all.
I don't know. Do you think
So,
like this isn't like necessary for you to be who you are today? Do you think we make up you?
It is very necessary. Like there's certain traits I know I still have, even if I didn't meet you guys,
Mhm.
right? Like, I think I still would have like creative things. I still would have like drawing, and I still like just doing some of the small shit I do. But I feel like I never would have like I don't know like cared enough to even act on it, and I think I would have just been a lot worse of a human being. Like one of those lazy motherfuckers who plays games all day,
Yeah.
like doesn't have a job.
Well, why do you feel like that would specifically happen?
Yeah.
Because I didn't have people that really like I don't know push me to be anything better than what I was, right?
I was wondering, like, do you see it as like you wanted more? Like looking back on it now, you can tell you did and you didn't know, or do you feel like you would just be happy in existence this day?
I've always wanted more. It's just like I never thought I would like. I don't think I would ever like pursue it in any way.
Yeah.
Like,
I gotta ask Carlos.
What?
cause
I gotta just this question in general. I gotta ask him what he's gonna say.
Why do you think Carlos is gonna have some crazy answer? I mean, yeah, I guess he lives with me now, and
I
like
don't
a
think
place
his
never been.
answer would be crazy, but I know his answer would be set in stone.
Yeah.
It's not like this, like, oh, this, and this would have happened, like, and it branches out to, like, 5 different things that could possibly happen. I know for him, he's going to be like, well, I know this is what's definitely, like, probably going to be like this for me.
I actually know I would not have met you guys if it wasn't for Carlos, because the only reason I installed Discord at all was because of Carlos, because we met in a TF2 lobby. Yeah, and I wouldn't I never would have installed it. I remember I knew so little about Discord that when I got it, the first night I got it, I didn't know how to leave the call, so I just left the call open for 3 days straight. And just was in the call and lived my life and forgot I had Discord on. So they could just hear me living my life and just shit, and they'd be like, is this jerking off? And I'd be like, no, what? Where are you? There's a man in my computer.
That's always like my worst nightmare is like for me, every time I have to do something or like I'm like doing research or I'm alone, I'm like, I kinda want to just do this by myself and have nobody here. I will like turn off my iPad like 5 or 6 times, make sure I'm like not on live on Instagram or Snapchat, not on a Discord call or anything. I'm like by myself alone, doing something embarrassing. That's my worst nightmare is still being called. Somebody's like, having sex?
Are you having sex?
In my room, making noises.
Yeah. I don't know, man. That's just like, it's so funny to me, shit like that. Because, like, I didn't know anything. I didn't know, like, Discord was a thing. I just didn't. I wasn't in that space. I was very like, okay, I play video game, then I work out all day and I train and I work on like this and that. Like that's it. But like I think having you guys in my life, especially like Carlos initially, like really opened up my like sort of my ability to sort of just walk up and talk to people. Like before that I was not nearly as like open or extroverted as I am now. Like now I can walk up to any group of people and just sort of like fit in. But back then that was definitely not the case. I wouldn't talk to anyone unless I had to. So I think it was like really just, I don't know, I think this has been like overall, not even overall, just in general, all the way through a positive for me.
Yes, man.
Like, hold on, go more into depth. Like, what do you think would?
I think I would probably still be fighting and doing MMA stuff. I don't think I would have like taken the time to like learn that I loved writing for sure, and I would never have like picked up editing as I have now and make projects that I'm really passionate about. Yeah, I'm really glad I know you guys too. Like, even I actually have a tattoo from Ripley on my back. Like, I literally would not look the same if it wasn't for you guys. I look different because of you guys and like the way I carry myself and the standards I hold. I've always held myself to a crazy high standard, but it's definitely been higher because I was like, I need to get good at writing and at editing, and I need to learn another language, and I need to get really good at fighting and training and keep myself in shape and become a cook. And like, I just, ever since I knew you guys, like, I need to keep getting better so I can be there if you guys ever have questions or like want to know something or need help. I can just do that, you know? But yeah.
I feel like for me, it would be personality things more than mindset things I'm engaged about. Because I feel like all my life I've had a certain mindset how I want to live, and that hasn't changed. Still hasn't changed. But I believe my personality to a certain degree would change. I feel like I wouldn't have the same sense of humor that I do now. I just think personality would change. That is like the sum of it.
What do you mean your personality would change? Like, in what way do you think you'd be a different guy?
I feel like definitely sense of humor would be different. I didn't meet you guys. I feel like even like I'm a sociable person by nature. I can't shut the fuck up. Like it's hard for me to stop talking. You know, stop talking about meaningless shit. I think it'd definitely be more toned down than it would be now because I feel like nowadays like I'm trying to get more out to people and talk to more people, but that's kind of the sum of it. I really don't know what would happen, like future wise. I still feel like I would pursue art, definitely. That is just my. I feel like I don't know. I just feel like that's probably it. Like I can't really think of anything like too crazy high.
I do
Most
think
likely,
you wouldn't
I
have.
probably wouldn't have the same sphere that I do have right now.
I
Especially
also
of people.
am pretty confident you wouldn't have a similar grasp of like writing or expressionism whenever it comes to your creativity. I think you'd still doodle, but I don't,
Oh yeah.
I don't think you'd have nearly as well of a grasp on like writing and like creation without having a ton of different creatives to bounce off of, you know? Not that we're like all super talented, like, you know, Hollywood level creators, but we do make stuff outside of this, you know? This podcast is just sort of our way to collect.
I would 100% say that now too. If I think about it, like I haven't had that idea to bounce off like rational or good thoughts with people because half the time some people would just be like, "Oh, that's good," or "That's fire," and not really like have like that type of knowledge.
Right.
I would definitely. Moving on towards like the future, like what I would probably expect is definitely wouldn't have made like the shit that I have today. Like when it comes to art, I probably would still be bouncing across like styles, and I'm so set on just doing it because the people around me know what else would change, and I don't think it would because my whole being as a person is just so set in stone. It's very weird to say that, but I feel like just me, like I'm just going to be the same. You know?
I think you're giving yourself way too much credit in making yourself who you are. I really do. You are very much a product of your environment. You know, like all of us are far different than when we initially met. Like I can tell it because I used to, whenever we used to hang out, I used to like record our Risk of Rain stuff because I remember I worked on that old Risk of Rain video, and every once in a while I like listen to them, and I'll just be like, we are just crazy different people. And obviously some of that's like external life outside of each other, but there are certain things in particular that I look at and I'm just like, that's that's an us thing where we did that to each other, and I kind of
No, definitely. Like I'm agreeing there, but whenever it comes to, I don't know how to put it like into words that make sense, but I've always just had this mindset. Like if I was alone and I didn't have like any friends, I was just still kind of like just my sphere. I feel like I'd still be okay. Like, I don't know what it's been, but that whole idea, I've just always thought about it like for a long time. I feel like I just like if I didn't have like any like emotional attachment at all. But that's like in the case of like, man, I never like I didn't go out and get a life when whatever universe.
Creams, what do you think?
You could be Witcher vibes. He's like,
Really?
yeah, if I was just emotionless. and
Yeah,
I had
he's
no friends,
trying to.
it
Yeah,
would
he's trying to be
okay.
like, yo, I'm so cool. If I didn't know you guys, I'd be a stoic right now. I'd be fucking stoic,
No,
and I'd have
If I was
bitches.
moved by all the
Yeah.
universe, I'll still be okay because my
Yeah.
mindset's pretty fire.
I'd be a billionaire if it was me. It's crazy.
Honestly, I think my personality has actually been like the same throughout. Like, it has changed like a little bit. But I think
No,
like,
you
overall,
are
I'm
crazy
still
different.
pretty
You
much
used to
the
be like way more reclusive. Like way more reclusive. You were like
Wait,
George level reclusive.
reclusive?
Yeah, like you would not.
Oh yeah,
talk
but
to
like I'm
other
like that with
people.
literally everybody. I still do that today.
Yeah,
Like,
I know, but you're definitely
doesn't
better
change.
about it.
That's
Before we
like
move on, I do want to say these guys have definitely changed my life, and like it's all for the best. I don't know if you guys made me, like
You know what I'm saying? I don't know. At the
Yeah.
same way,
No,
like, you guys definitely
okay.
made me as a person.
All right, let me
Like,
try to
definitely
explain.
Y'all guys cool, but you ain't me.
Yeah, yeah.
No, no,
Let me
like,
explain what
I-
Ripley's
I-
trying
I
to say
feel like-
before he makes himself look like an asshole. Be like, you guys ain't shit, but I love you. So like, what I think you're trying to get at, and you can stop me if I'm wrong. What I think you're trying to get at is there are things about yourself that you know are self-taught and self-cultivated, but there are also things that you know are from other people that you've seen and you've grown from and you've used to sort of boost your own self-cultivated like ideas and art and push yourself to go further because you have people to bounce off, people to look at, people to sort of go, hey, this is where I'm like, you know, need to work on. This is what I need to do. And because you have people to sort of look at yourself through a lens to sort of like judge your own like being and creations, you've been able to do more of what makes you you. Not that they've made it, but they definitely helped you make you more of whatever you were meant to be.
It's not like all existence made you draw. It's
Yeah.
more just like we there.
You guys definitely have, you know, your place in my heart, but I just feel like, you know, it's not like to the degree of like you guys made me as a person. Like this is like I wouldn't be anything without you guys. Like I feel like I still probably be like, you know, somewhat of the same person. It's just you guys have definitely have that spot in.
All right, okay, Ripley. Okay, I see how it is. It's all right, but yeah. I
Okay,
get
I
you.
really don't know what to say.
No, you're right, yeah,
I
you're
hear
right.
some odd amount of animosity coming out of your voice. Tay.
No, it's nothing. I just thought it was funny because, like, I don't know, the way you said it initially was very much like, "You guys ain't shit." And I was just like, "Oh." You can hear it through my microphone, my heart crack, and I was like, "I liked him. Oh, you're friends." I have a tattoo
It's
from
like-
him on my back.
Like this is what I'm trying to get at. Is like I just feel like we probably would have that degree of like we still would be ourselves if we lose a part of ourselves. You
Yeah,
know? Like
Yeah.
that part of this part of us would be gone. It
right.
still would be us. Nothing that can't change. That will not change. But a part of us would definitely be gone.
I 100% agree with you. I think the thing that I really got from you guys was my more aggressive persona. Because before I was actually really passive, especially at work. Like Carlos sees it all the time. Like you could pretty much do anything to fuck up my day or what I'm doing, and I'm just fine with it. Like nothing really gets to me. So like whenever stuff like that happened, I would always be like, all right. But with you guys, I've been very much more like willing to be like, wait a fucking minute, why the fuck did you do that, you dumbass? And I'd fucking like go up and like do shit about it. But before I was very just like, man, I'm gonna be the better person here and just let it go. But nowadays I look at that, I'm like, that's so pathetic to do, because it's just like now I just have to clean up tons of shit for no reason, and I don't like that mindset. I don't know. It's like a weird. I don't think. I don't want to say that you guys have made me a more aggressive person, but you definitely have, because like the things that make me laugh are whenever we do aggressive shit together, or whenever we like do something that's obviously not good to do per se, where it's just like we'll just make fun of each other for hours, or we'll just be mean to like random servers. I love that shit. I love a little bit of mean-spirited fun every once in a while. I don't think I had that instinct super prominently before you guys.
I think just my biggest takeaway from just like the group is just like, I don't know. I just feel like I just get a lot more ambition. I feel like I don't know, like I had a lot of goals before, but I feel like I just like doubled my goals. I don't know, and I feel like I'm willing to actually try to get them. I don't know, it's goofy.
We've been a little too wholesome to each other. I know we're normally on the podcast, we're like all mean, and every episode starts off with us screaming, and then we probably light one of us on fire, and we usually do something horrible to Carlos, but he's not here.
Yeah, that empty void in my heart.
Do you guys think Carlos brings it out of us? Do you think Carlos is a bad influence?
No.
From this episode, maybe.
maybe. What do you think? Maybe. What do you think Carlos does this?
I think maybe because every time that he isn't here, we aren't like this.
That is
Think
true.
about it.
That is true. Every time that we've recorded, whenever Carlos isn't here, we're little angels. We're nice to each other. We never say anything mean. Yeah. And we
Okay,
don't.
so what I'm getting at is I should kidnap him. Say, like, oh, he's still gone, but he's like in my basement.
We.
He can never leave, so he won't ever be me.
What we could do.
You just took them.
Yeah. What we could actually do is whenever we want to start wars in certain spots, we could just drop Carlos in as an agitator and then just fucking let him be for like a week. They'd kill each other and then we could just roll in.
He is pro gaslighting.
He is
I'll
very
say that.
pro gaslighting.
Gaslighter.
It's fucking
Very
crazy.
tragic.
I don't know. I really do wonder what Carlos would do. Because Carlos in particular has been heavily impacted by us because he's literally like, he's never left Ohio prior to this. So like, now he's all the way in South Carolina, surrounded by people he literally would not know if it wasn't for, online. So like, I don't know what he would do around us so much. And
That's
same thing
what
with
I'm thinking,
Creams.
too.
Creams
Let's
is going to
just
move down here
speculate.
soon. And that'll be weird for him.
Let's speculate what would happen. Because we have made major leaps in his real life, like his actual like progressing life.
Right.
Is why I feel like it would be different. Because like with us, like we could just talk. We talk online. We do our own thing at home because that's just who we are. But we like literally took him from a whole different state and just changed everything, like his surrounding and everything. But what do you think would happen?
I think we've been kind of like a mirror to normalcy, which is weird because we're not super normal people in like the way we live our lives and like our mindsets. But I think having a group of friends that can go, hey, that's fucking weird, is good because it keeps them from getting just too lost in the sauce, if you will. Like you sometimes like you look at the other people he hangs out with and they're like all like furries and like into lolly shit and just into like weird corners of the internet that you should just be like, yo, what the fuck? And like if he didn't have
take the lolly shit out of me first because that's kind of crazy.
yo, the
furries.
shit they're into is way weirder than that. That is the iceberg, and you know it. And I can't say the rest, and it kills me. But like,
let's just say they're furries and they're a little bit peculiar.
okay, they're a peculiar. Okay, all right, yeah, we'll just say that. All right, the other people call us.
These guys are pedophiles. and
They're.
weird.
I didn't say that, but I heavily implied it. But okay.
That's
So
what I'm saying.
They're just a little odd.
they're a little okay. So the other group that Carlos is affiliated with is pretty peculiar. Am I right, fellows?
Not the brightest of people.
No, okay. All right, no, they're okay, but they are very fucking weird and definitely the dregs of society. So like, whenever you look at that, it's like I think he kind of needed someone to like remind him that, hey, man, there are gonna be other people out there who are normal, and you have to just interact with them. Because I've been spending a lot of time with Carlos in person because he fucking lives with me now, and like whenever I take him out to social situations. Normally, he's, like, spot on. But there are definitely times where you'll catch him, and he'll just do something that's, like, crazy fucking weird, and he just doesn't know that it's weird to do. Like, people today, we were, like, getting a new place for a new apartment closer to work. And, like, instead of going, hey, is there any way I can get some help with this thing? You just go, hey, I need this. And then you just fucking, like, drag him over to me because I needed help with the computer. And I was like, yeah, I'm so glad I could tell him that that's fucking weird. Don't do that anymore. Because, I don't know, there's just things he just doesn't get, I don't know.
Yeah.
And I think, go on.
I was just going to say, like, for me, I just feel like without the presence of maybe, like, I don't know, just let's just say like for us, I'm not sure how much like it would impact him at all. I'm not 100% sure. I really wanted to hear his answer from what would generally happen because like if I feel like if Carlos had never met me through like you or never met me or never met like Creams through you either, then Carlos's life would just probably still be the same.
I can kind of agree because I do think like you guys have definitely been like less of a presence in his life than I have. I don't know who has been like most. Who is most?
Almost said some.
What did you almost say?
I almost said like, because like his impact on the group, like when we first met, like if he never met us, like we probably would never have impacted him in any way because I never knew of his like presence until he came to the call one day.
Yeah.
I probably just still wouldn't have known that. I
Yeah.
feel like that would have been the same for him. I was gonna say something way crazier than that, but like I just summed it up. At that.
What were you gonna say?
Like,
Though is what I'm curious about.
He would have never impacted me ever. Like, it would have came out like that first, and I thought about it. I was like, maybe I should probably change.
Dude, Ripley is so gung ho about going. You guys don't matter to me. He is so excited to say it. He's just like every time.
Like it's cool, Grandma. It's cool.
Yeah, it's all right, man. We just love you, man. You're just like our best friend. She's one of our best friends, man. It's
I
nothing.
don't know English that well. I wish I could.
You don't know English
like-
that well? Bitch, shut the fuck up. This is not your second language. You're not real Filipino. And you're not real African either. You don't speak African, you don't speak Filipino.
Well, let us do speak.
Yeah, go ahead, Ripley. Tell us about how you don't understand English.
Like, no, I feel like throughout this whole thing, I've been putting in the most harshest term ever, but I really don't know how to spin it. It's
Honestly,
not meant to, like come off like that. is the
You
thing.
were
It's
doing
meant to just be
great
like-
until you went, it wouldn't feel anything. I would feel nothing. It would be like a cold shower is what it'd be. It'd be a cold shower. Once I'm out, it's over.
honestly, I think both of y'all are like just terrible.
Well, I like all of you. I'm saying without all of you, I'd be so much worse.
I know, but it's like I think the topic is just wild. Like I think that Grandma was just like saying some crazy shit. Like you guys be nothing. You guys be nothing to me.
Nothing to me. When I said
Like-
I never met you, would that have an impact on my life? It would have an impact on me, like definitely. But it would.
Yeah.
I still feel like I'd still be a person. I wouldn't be a nothing person without you guys.
I know, but like I was just fucking with you. But like also another thing, right? I think it's like this topic is just crazy to talk about.
Is it?
Like
I don't know.
yeah, like I don't know, like I think the topic's like wholesome, but it's just like
Because
how much value do you guys have to my life? Is like
That's not what the
kind of a
topic
crazy-ass
is.
Question.
The topic is like, where would we be if not here?
into that, I'm not gonna lie, it did change into that.
It did become that ever since Ripley decided that we're all dirt. But
These guys think I hate them now. Dude.
yes, I do. I was. You know what's funny? I went to the tattoo parlor, and the entire time I get my tattoo, all Ripley did was shit on me, be like, "Evan's a horrible person," and I did it too. But it was like at a certain point where I was just sitting there, I was like, "Damn, bro, this guy just fucking hates me. He fucking hates me. He hates me." So I don't know.
You think you're the only one who thought that? Every single word that came out of your mouth was "you're a piece of shit," Ripley. That was it. That was literally it. You thought like that? I never said anything like that.
Okay,
I
you
get
know
that
what?
vibe a lot too.
Fair. From Ripley or from me?
I just get that vibe a lot. From you, I don't know. Sometimes, like, I don't know. Just editing the podcast, you just feel like, yeah, but Creams is the the most worthless, lazy piece of shit
I
I've ever met.
never
I was
said
like,
that.
oh, what a no! You said that on the podcast, word for word, and I was just like, God, he's such a nice friend.
I probably
should definitely keep editing this for him.
All right,
Maybe
I don't know.
I should keep my fucking statement as it is.
I don't know.
So,
All right, guys. Apparently, I have a bad
shouldn't
influence on
be.
all of you. I have a bad influence. My bad. I'm sorry.
all right, guys,
No,
next
we're all
episode.
good influences on each other.
Yeah. No. Okay.
Yeah.
If I don't say it enough, because apparently I'm a piece of shit who hates all of you.
You said it. though.
I hate you. I hate you. You fucking
I
suck.
didn't,
you
I
piece of
didn't say
shit.
that. You said that.
suck. All right.
Just say it.
Yeah, we're just saying.
Yeah.
Yeah, you said.
Yeah. No, it's fine. It's all right.
Yeah,
But
nothing.
you know what? Never mind. You don't get my wholesome message anymore. Fuck you. You ain't shit. You guys are a cold shower to
Fun
me.
games. I love cold
If
showers.
we never met Carlos, do you think that he would have acted out, like by our presence? Because it's just like, for me, what it felt like when we first met, it's just like you talk to somebody in a Call of Duty lobby, and then like you leave, and then like you might not come back again, or you might not hang out again, because he was just he just was just invited in the group one day.
All right.
I
now
think
like
he-
it's changed into something completely different, and like now I'm more grateful to have him like as a friend.
I really
I'm
do
gonna
think.
be a buck.
Oh god.
I'm gonna be $150. I feel like we didn't affect him at all until we started doing the podcast because we didn't talk to him enough to really like do anything with him.
I'm
Or,
gonna
like,
go
I
on.
don't know, like it was like I feel like you did the most to him, and then like I don't know, Grandma started talking to him a lot more. He didn't talk to me. Kind of sad.
Dude, I
Kinda
felt like
sick.
Slush hated me for a while. I felt like he fucking hated me.
I
Like-
know he hated
like,
me for a
we were-
while,
Yeah,
which is
like,
what I wanted to talk
when
about
we
next.
first met him. Go on. Yeah, actually, no, you go on because
Yeah.
you're talking too much. Go on.
Because, like, the thing is I think you guys mean a lot more than you understand. Because the reason me and Carlos stopped talking is because he hated me. Like, he would not talk. He literally refused to talk to me. He just wouldn't talk to me. He blocked me on everything. I didn't talk to him for a solid 2 years in like the midst of our 5-year friendship. Maybe like a year and a half.
Being that low.
Yeah, but the only reason like I was able to connect with them was like I could talk to him in small bursts, and I was like, hey, I have a new group of friends that I started talking about. We were just doing like a catch up thing, and like he wouldn't talk to me call wise that often, you know. Whenever he would, it would be catch up, and like it felt really bad because I still liked Carlos a lot. He didn't like me, and I don't super blame him because like I wasn't being a bad friend to him, but I was to his other friends because like I said, they're like just into weird shit, and it just makes me. You know, I'm a very hard person to creep out and feel uncomfortable, but some of the shit they like, I was just like, yo, you guys are just fucking like off the deep end. And I don't know, I can't jive with that shit at all. So like having you guys there as like a middleman, like new people for him to introduce him to, it allowed Carlos to come into the server more and get to know you guys better along with me better. And because of that, he got to understand that I changed as a person, and I got to understand that he was actually pretty much the same, but like I changed as a person, and like I think through you guys being the gateway, I was able to be a bigger part in his life again. And like, not to say you guys did nothing, but you guys definitely opened that gateway, and like it gave him a reason to actually like talk to all of us as a group and to show him like, I'm not saying that his friends are a horrible influence, because I do think there are definitely people in there who care about him, and I do think there are people that are 100% on his side, and they do mean well. But I also think there are people in that group that are just like way too weird and just not into good things.
Let me get my piece out on the sledge the sledge fan club.
Yeah.
Nothing against them at all. I think they're cool people. Like you'll talk to them and they're really cool. Then you just hear like one very peculiar thing about them, and then you just question everything.
Right, like, I don't know if this made its way into it, but there was one thing we were talking about, and an example of the things that sometimes they do, two of them had sex for the first time with each other, and the first thing they did was not just, like, live their life and be happy about it. They started bragging about sex and insulting one of the other people in their group, just because they didn't have sex, which is, one, really funny to me, and two, also just so fucking weird. Imagine like the first time I had sex, I like call up you guys. I'm like, you guys suck. All of you suck. I'm better than all of you. It's just like, that's so weird to do in like a serious manner. And to put someone down for that, because none of the people in that server are like fucking like going out and like getting laid on the daily. It's not like they're fucking like charismatic people. It was literally just like the saddest excuse for sex you could ever imagine. And then it was just like, all right, we immediately have to put down another guy because he didn't have the world's worst head. Like, it's just like, what is wrong with you as people? It's like,
This
how I think about it.
episode is gonna be one of those. This episode's gonna be one of those.
What do you mean one of those? What do you mean one of
What
those?
is this? We're just talking about a lot of things. It's
Yeah.
just gonna be one of those.
Oh yeah, it's like a podcast where people talk on it. That's what it's gonna be, huh, Chris? Yeah.
One of those. One
Yeah,
of
okay.
those.
All right, it's one of those. Am I off base though? Like, do you guys feel like I'm just wrong? Because I could totally be out of my element and just make an ass.
I don't think you're wrong at all. It's just like they're cool people. That's it. They're just kind of odd. There's
Yeah.
nothing
I
wrong
think-
with them other than that.
The only thing, in the end, there are just those people, and then you have people that, like, for instance, I like talking to that don't do that at all, like whatsoever. But like
Yeah.
those, those, like I like talking to them several times, like maybe throughout like basis, but I don't know.
Yeah.
You could probably cut this out of the podcast, Chris. I just don't really view them as like friends because I feel like they don't view me as a friend. And like I felt like that with Carlos for a long time. Like I've
Same.
never thought Carlos really thought of me as a friend. like for a long time, mainly for the sole fact of like our interactions would be just a couple of things. Maybe we play a game and we laugh a little, or that's it. But I feel like just how he is, it didn't really feel like that for
Yeah.
a long time.
It just felt like a guy you would just like play a game with like once every month. Like he was so like infrequent. I feel like I don't know. He was cool, but it felt ingenuine because how much you didn't really see him like that. I don't know. Like he was cool to talk to, but it was just like I don't think this guy likes me because he doesn't like he doesn't talk to me outside of like that one interaction every other month.
Mm-hmm. I kind of do.
It doesn't feel. Keep going.
Yeah, I understand what you guys mean because I was thinking about that when I wrote the topic. I was like, I know I'm very interconnected with all of you guys personally. So like in my mind, I always perceived it as we all know each other this well, like where we all know each other's secrets and stuff. But now I like, I sort of was like, I'm sure it'll be pretty much like the same exact dealio for everyone. Everyone will be like, yeah, we're all like in the same amount of people because of the people we met. But it definitely, like from doing this, I have realized now that like we are all very much like have our own weird form of relationship with each other. Like none are better, none are worse, but it's like we definitely understand each other to very different degrees. Like I now know that like, for a while there, whenever I would invite Carlos, like he wasn't like just one of the boys. He was just like a guy for a bit. Now he's definitely like one of the boys. He's like one of those people. But for a while there, he very much wasn't. And it's weird to think about. I don't know.
Yeah, no, it's definitely different now.
Yeah.
I feel like I have more of a place like with him than ever before. It's just before it felt like, yo, dog, like, are we even friends? like, I honestly don't really know anything about you, but we still talk and we still have fun. But I don't know if you even consider me as like one of your friends.
What do you think?
I guess
a
it's just
friend
probably how he
is?
comes off.
Like, what do you think?
What do I think a friend is?
Yeah, like, what do you think is like really changed between now and then?
What do you mean, like for friendship? Or,
yeah, like why do you think that Carlos is more of a friend now than he was back then? Like, what was missing before you could like consider him like one of
what was missing? I
your
feel
friends?
like more interconnected like, topics, like stuff that we can actually like on over and like play TF2 and like Risk of Rain with Evan and Creams and them and like if y'all weren't even there and I asked him to probably do it, he probably wouldn't have done it.
Yeah,
Type deal. It's just like he was a buddy that we had. Yeah, he was a buddy, but like now it's more of like he's my friend.
Yeah, I can kind of see
That's
that.
I think that's a better way to put it. It's just like he was a buddy, but now he's my.
Yeah, I love you guys. You guys are great. All of you, even Carlos, who we've been sneak dissing this entire time. Sorry, Carlos. He's gonna listen to this and be so bad. I'm gonna have to deal with this. He listen to me.
I feel like it's just coming off so bad, but I'm not trying to say it like that.
Yeah, no, I agree.
It's awful, no matter how much I try to put it into words.
I feel like when I had like, still on the gone fishing thing. Like if I didn't meet you guys, right?
Yeah.
Like I feel like you guys had like each one of you guys have like had a drastic impact like in my life, like in a different way.
Mm-hmm.
Just like crazy. So honestly, I wouldn't have a PC if I didn't meet Rafi.
Really?
So like, yeah, I didn't know anything about PCs, and like I literally met Rafi in the PlayStation lobby, and he was just like, "Yo, I go to your school." I was like, "Really? Oh, bro, I need a PC. I want a PC." And he just told me.
PC, bro. I was like, "Hey, what's up? My name is Raphael." It's just like, "Give me a PC. Let me see it. Show me a PC."
I feel that way with some of our friend group. I know no one else knows who this is. There's a guy Slumber in our friend group. I love Slumber. He's a great guy. But I never talk to him unless I'm like, yo, I'm having technical issues and you're Asian, so can you fix this? And he's just like, yeah, I got you, G, I got you. So he's just like, he's a super nice guy. It doesn't matter how mean I am to him or anything. He's just like, he's there. It's like, damn, bro, you're a better
He's
man.
He's a great guy. He's so nice.
He is, right? Like, he's a little guy. I love him.
I hope he has like 3 beautiful Asian children.
I genuinely
are
know
equally as smart as him.
I know so little about him that he could, and I just wouldn't understand or know. Ripley, why is there just a big red penis on my tame? A red vertical line. Thank you. I feel like I would have stopped drawing if I didn't meet growing up.
Not like that. Like I feel like I still have been drawing, but like I don't know. I remember I was like at a point where I just didn't care about it for like a while.
Yeah.
I just didn't see the point anymore. But like, Grandma, you're an inspiration. You're a really good drawer, bro. Keep it up, man. Keep it up.
Yeah. No, 100%. When I met Ripley too, I went through a drawing phase, which is why my doodles look okay. Like they're not great, but they're definitely way better than they would have been for sure.
Family Guy cutaway right here.
I'm not saying she's a gold digger, but she's not messing with... Who isn't she messing with?
I really like that we met each other. I think it's like great for us as people, you know, in like the weirdest way possible. I definitely think if we weren't here, I just don't know what we'd be doing.
Yeah. So much stuff that could happen, you know?
Like the whole reason why like I said it the way it is because it's just like even if we didn't meet each other, you still have to like live your own life. Like you as a person still have to live your own life. So what would you do?
Yeah.
If you didn't have.
See, like, it would just be different, though. It's not like, I don't know.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It would definitely be different.
I definitely think I would be way more physically fit than I am now. I mean, like, not that I'm like weak by any means, but I definitely like took way more pride in being stronger than people than I did being a good writer and editor and stuff like that. And I'm not like great at either, but I'm definitely pretty good, and I take a lot of pride in that now. So I think I found out who I am way more through meeting you guys, rather than just the guy who picks up heavy shit and scares people because he's big and strong and can do that.
Same. I'm like that dude who, like, always has a new job, like, every other month, but, like, it's not a new job, it's a new hobby.
I'm glad we all met each other, except for Ripley. We're nothing to Ripley. Let's not forget that we are dust in his wake.
And I really like Ripley.
Yeah, I love
He's a cool
Ripley.
guy.
It's a shame that he doesn't love us.
Yeah. If only. If only he could love me. Much
Yeah.
as I love him.
Yeah.
Quite tragic, quite tragic.
Ripley,
It's
what
a
would it
tad-
take for you to like us? What would it take?
A million monies.
A million monies?
Yeah, give me infinite monies. Yeah.
All right, well, Creams.
Oh,
Looks like
I
it's a
don't feel
loss
like doing
for us.
that to the money glitch right now.
And it has to come from Asia.
That's why me?
I don't know. Just give me your money.
You gotta do it, man.
Bro, I'm so broke right now. So
I am
broke.
too. Damn,
Bro,
we're
see
being
how
full.
much you have to lose. You're broke at this.
I can't give you money, bro. I can't give you shit, dude.
Look at Creams being a
Yeah,
good
our
dog.
voices are crazy.
Yeah, yeah, nice transition. Nice work, Ripley. I don't
Yeah,
know, but-
those AI voices are kind of wild.
Yeah. I'm actually really concerned about that. Like AI voice shit in general.
I am too. I thought about it like this kind of sucks. I'm not gonna lie.
Because, yeah,
Kinda-
because if anyone ever just went like, you know, and like made it say something horrible, you know, unlike me, you know, normal Tame, who's just a good guy and never says anything bad, definitely not the N word. You know, and they like send it to like my boss or something, you know, just like fucking me like slandering our business or like giving away like secret information from documents and shit. It's like, I can't just go, that's not me, because it totally sounds like me. I could say it's a deep fake, but I don't know how you'd verify that from just a random phone call. And it's not like the American justice system where they can just sort of dissuade it and be like, well, since it's a possibility, we can't work off it. They could totally just be like, yo, for sure, that's real.
I feel like if you were to take that Joe Biden clip and you were to send it like 5-6 years into the past, I feel like a lot of people would genuinely believe
Oh,
that he said
100%.
that.
I bet there's people today who hear like an AI voice thing and they just 100% go, that's real. That's fucking real. Joe Biden said that there are people casting spells on his block and he can't take that fat shit no more. I bet that's real. He said that.
Roll clip.
Yeah, roll the clip.
There are too many damn wizards on my block. Shit is getting annoying for real. Like I can't even walk to the store anymore without a fucking wizard casting a fireball and setting my path ablaze. Like, come the fuck on, dude.
Gun.
Yeah, I don't know. It's like those voices, they're getting like really, really good. I'm not sure. It was kind of sudden because they were always kind of ass.
Yeah.
No, the last couple ones I heard are like really solid, and I'm very scared for the future.
Yeah, no, 100%. They are substantially better than they used to be. Substantially better.
It's crazy because if you can do that to anyone's voice, like, and the AI is still progressing, like, you know, they're still trying to make it better.
Yeah.
Like, how far do you think it's going to go to a point where it's just like, okay, we need to stop this before literally a world war happens? Xi Jinping said, I hate all you guys suck. Just bombing everybody. But, like, in reality, he never said that.
I do. That's what I was really afraid of too. Is like, what is going to happen to society when you can't verify the like sort of what's the word I'm looking for? Validity of statements that are being said by your leaders. You know, like
Yeah.
if you have to look to someone like your supervisor, like imagine we're at war times and someone just like on the phone, right? It gets to the point where you could just say something and it just comes out as a deepfake voice on the other end. Like imagine someone's pretending to be your supervisor in like a military situation. They're like shoot a nuke off and they blow up a fucking country, and we can't go like, oh shit. That was never said by someone in our arms. That was just a random third party that fucked up the entire world because now we're going to do like a good old-fashioned nuclear holocaust, as the kids like to call them. So it's, I don't know.
Honestly, like, I feel like there will be technology to, like, really, like, take that out. Because, you know, like, the ChatGPT thing, you know, like, there's, like, things that can, like, detect if it's, like, you know, made by the AI.
Is it really?
So yeah, there is. So it's like, you know, students will like write essays using like the chatbot, and then it's just like there's like, you know, things you can put it through to like test like if it's made by the bot, and like I feel like there would be like something like that for like deepfake voices, but I feel like later on like, it could get really advanced to a point where they probably just like mimic like, you know, like vocal cords. I think that's like really far in the future though.
Like,
I feel like go on, Ripley.
all I was gonna say is just the reason why this is very alarming to me. It just shows how far AI stuff is going. Like this isn't going to be the end of it. Like we're not just going to mimic somebody's voice. What do you like? I feel like something definitely is going to come out of just this AI advancement. Maybe like I don't know, procedurally generated videos.
That's
somebody.
what I was
like,
thinking.
Like that, you
I
know?
was thinking like I wonder at what point we'll have procedurally generated films and TV shows that are just good. They're just actually good. So like people in the entertainment industry just don't have to, because like it already happens on a small scale. People think it's like too complex for them to understand, but there have been robots like composing music and writing scripts and just actually like making visual images that don't exist and AI art and everything. So like every entertainment media has already been started in the format of AI. But what differentiates it from just taking over and being good at it to the point where humans can't keep up? Because we will get to that point. There will be some point in time where it's like, no matter how good you are at drawing, Ripley, and no matter how good I am at writing, we will not be able to keep up with infinite stories that are all of fantastic writing or drawing quality that can be made within seconds. You know, like we just can't get that fast. It's not a thing we can
That
do.
shit terrifies
That's
me.
alarming.
Yeah.
Like, going to progress more than just this. It's not going to stop. And what was funny is my dad actually brought up something recently. Internet, like the entire internet, 90% of it is now just bot generated. Like a lot of the sites that you probably have gone to, like a lot of the stuff now is mainly bot controlled or bot generated. We aren't like a huge presence on the internet anymore because a lot of the bots and AI are just starting to, which is why it's like, what the fuck? We really don't know what we're fucking messing with at this point, because what could generally happen beyond just
I don't know if that statistic is true at all. I don't think 90%, because there's years and years of internet lineage that has just been like people. And like I'm sure a large part, but I don't think about 90%. And also
it is weird. It is weird, but that's just the source that I've heard it from.
Okay. And like the other thing is too is like with bots like that, it will eventually get to that percent where it's like there's more shit online that's just made by a robot than it is by a person. And the weirdest part is it might be better than today, but where does it leave creatives like us, people who like really want and strive to be creative? Not people who just go, yeah, I'm gonna draw, and they'd like doodle once. Like people who like genuinely give like hours and hours to their day to refining their craft. Like where does it leave people like that? Because me and Ripley, especially, like we spend a shit ton of time refining what we do. Like I've rewritten the script that I've been working on for like I think the last 4 weeks. Like every day I get home from work and I get like minutes to myself, and I'll just eat and I'll write, and then I'll go to sleep and I'll wake up, I'll write a bit, work out, and go straight to work. And it's been that like same cycle for 4 weeks. And all that passion, I don't want to see sort of just trampled by, you know, random robot that just, you know, has it and I don't. And it feels very weird to say like, I don't want good things because then I can't have good things. But in the same vein, it does very much feel like that. Like my good things will be overlooked by something that I could just never compete with. So why try? And
Yeah.
I feel like looking for other people's recognition to make stuff is equally as conceited, but you know, it does feel good to make something good and then people to see it and be like, yo, that's pretty good. Because it then goes, hey, I'm not insane and a schizophrenic who just thinks everything I make is great. People are actually looking at my stuff and happy with it. You know, like my last video did crazy well and one of my inspirations actually commented on like a Reddit post that was advertising it, and he actually liked the video, and he called me a weeb, which was cool. That just felt really cool to happen, you know? I don't think that would happen in a world where robots make shit.
Yeah.
What is your opinion on AI art?
I really don't know how to feel, because like for me, as someone who's not good at art, it feels great, because I was like even thinking about it, I was like, with that large project I've been working on for like years now, Energeia, it would be really cool to have all of my panels generated by the art, because then I could make the comic within like time span of a couple weeks. But also I don't like the idea of cutting out that human element of somebody laboring over the art, because then I feel you can feel the love in it, which is something the AI can definitely imitate, if not now, very, very quickly in the future. But I don't know. It feels good having a person that I could just be like, hey, I want that a little that way, or I want this a little like that you can't do with AI art. So I think there's a lot of potential with it, but I also think it sort of cucks a lot of the people who got good at art in the first place from what they worked so hard on.
I feel like I like it. I only like it for the sole fact of like every time I see an AI generated, it usually comes out looking pretty cool. I'm like, man, like this is tight. Like I just like the progression of how it functions. Like that's the one thing I like. But I I honestly don't know if it will ever like really replace like the human aspect of somebody's art. It's just like, yeah, it can be like a million times better than you. Like it's a million times better than me, like whenever it does produce something good. But there is always just something behind my art which makes it feel more special than I guess an AI generated.
I think for now it does. I also think like in the future there will be a point where it can mimic your art via one picture of something you've drawn, and then just do what you do but faster. And that's what I'm worried about.
Definitely. But I just have that feeling of I'm just not sure if it can replace that human aspect.
I think it
Like
can.
it's just like if
I don't know.
if I drew something for you and the AI art did something like like for instance if I were to draw like I don't know you as a person and an AI art and the AI art did it like it might not be as good as yours or good as AI art, but you still appreciate mine than you AI art.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree. I think there is that is what I liked a lot about, especially making my videos. They're kind of big projects, so I get a lot of different creatives to work on them. Like Creams helped edit one of the portions in the anime video, and Carlos helped edit the subtitles and some of the Chainsaw Man portion of that video. And like, I liked doing that, and even getting like a hold of a lot of composers to compose my own music for my stuff. It felt really cool to just mix the work of a shit ton of creatives together and then make a product. But at the same exact light, that feeling may not be as important as just making a better product at the end of the day. And for me, it is. For me, it very much is like having that group of people I can bounce off of till a project is made. That's like one of the best parts of it. But for studios in particular, like I think studios in general, like film especially, it's something I find no care for. Like I just don't care about modern day movies. I can't remember the last time I saw a movie and I was like, yo, this feels like something passionate and something like amazing. Not saying they don't exist, but I just don't care to look anymore because so much of it is just so boring. And so like, it's always a franchise. It's always something that I've already seen, but with a little bit of a twist. And I just don't care about the twists anymore. I care about the new ideas. And I think AI will not produce new ideas on its own because it never has, but it will produce, you know, the same thing that we've seen prior. And I think for a lot of people, that's good enough. And it's for me, it's just not. I don't know.
Yeah, no, I get that. Crazy said you've been itching to say something. I've been hearing you.
It's just I don't know, just like AI itself, I think is gonna be like a tool that's gonna be utilized a lot. And it'll be like very beneficial to like, those studios that are already soulless now. And but like I feel like as Tim was saying, like they can't really make anything new because like almost all of the AI already use, like there's like, a database they use, or like the art they seen, or like, for AI voices, the voices they heard, and for like, something like fucking like, like a chat bot, like it's like, basically all the internet. It's like there's like a database, they can't make anything new, and I feel like I don't know. I feel like if AI stuff ever like ever gets too big, I feel like it just would feel very soulless and it'll be really easy to pick out. It's like now, like you see like an AI piece of art, it's kind of like You'd be like, oh yeah, that's an AI piece of art, you know, or like, yeah, it looks kind of off, right? It's kind of like AI, right? Maybe it just looks really weird or abstract, right? You say, oh, that's AI art. It's a point becomes undistinguishable, you know, like it might just feel like, I don't know, a webtoon panel. It might just not feel that good,
Yeah, like
you know,
this
to like look at.
this image right here is AI
Get the
art.
shit out of it.
Like I was
That's
looking,
cool. Like, I
yeah.
appreciate AI because it make it. That's fucking tight. I like
yeah,
that. It looks
like
cool.
I look at this image, right, and like if you didn't tell me this is AI art and someone painted this, I wouldn't know. And I can't, you know, like AI art, I don't feels disjointed. I feel like at times it definitely can be, but if you have the hours to pick through it and be like, okay, these are the good things, I think at a certain point we're just gonna get to the point where anything is made by just whatever. I mean, you can make anything via AI, and I think the ability to make anything is cool in concept and even cool in action. Like that's just fucking cool. I want to make something cool. I can do that. I also think it's really kind of limiting towards other creatives though to be like, why try to make something when I could just click on the AI generator and eventually write a script 10 times better than whatever the fuck I was working on. And like honestly, I can't think of a single reason other than having that personal feeling. But if you just write one really good script, eventually the AI art will like look at that and be able to be like, okay, this is how he writes. I'm gonna write like that. And yes, your writing style will never be more refined and never be more yourself, which I think would allow creatives to be even more stand out even more in their field. But I think it would also stagnate creativity because if you could just put out an immediate like work, yeah, why not?
What is the point of putting in all the time to get better at a craft when a robot could do it in like literally 2 seconds? It's like feels terrible.
Yeah. Do you think that's what we're gonna see? Do you think we're gonna see it? Because like as of right now, I'd say creativity is crazy, like bred into our culture and like who we are as people. I think especially in this era, everyone's very passionate about making something. Do you think there's going to be a decline in creatives?
Well, definitely like the internet right now, like creativity at its peak. But I feel like I don't know. I feel like in the far future, not like too far, but like far future, I feel like it might just like drop down. But I feel like right now where we're at, it's like in a really good spot.
Yeah,
I can't see it dropping down anytime soon. But if I guess like I don't know, stuff like AI art maybe, but like I doubt it would really change anything for a while unless it gets that crazy.
I think
feel like the.
Oh, go on.
Go on. I was gonna say, I feel like there will still be people out there that still want to make stuff.
Oh yeah,
I don't
100%.
think that is a factor that is like no, it's just unspoken. Like there will be people that will want to make things, and there might be a decline in it, maybe, but I just still in the end like if a human being wants to make something, they're probably just end up going to at least try to make it, or at least have the idea or thought to make it.
Yeah,
and there will be a certain amount of people that will do it in the end. But to say like because of this one advancement, then like a certain percentage is gone. Like I just don't think that's realistic.
Yeah, not at all. I just feel like I don't know. I feel like in like I was just like a far future, like it could just be so much like things that could just like limit creativity or just kind of like how do I forgot what the word is, like make it I don't know, like undesirable, I guess.
Yeah,
it's really like chase that. It's like what if like so much things are made, like how creative can I be, or like like I don't know, just like some random shit like if AR got that crazy, or like I don't know, just like world limitations, or just like it's like think about it, like video games, like I consider like a art form, right?
Oh, 100%.
That shit was just made like about 30 years ago, right? Like that's pretty crazy, right?
Yeah.
And like like that's gonna keep evolving. Like what new art forms might come out, or will any come out? And obviously how can other art forms like evolve? It's like art forms will always evolve. So like I feel like at one point there'll be like some type of plateau.
Yeah.
In like some sort of way. I'm not saying like art will just die. Like no, it's never gonna fucking die. It's just I feel like it's gonna dip at one point. Like a creative point.
Yeah, I think a lot of people say like life is a pendulum. So I do feel like art will, in that weird way, like sort of swing back in on itself, and then people will be like, "Oh yeah, making my own shit is crazy." But I am kind of concerned that there will be a dip where everyone's sort of just not everyone, but a lot of people are like, yeah, why would I do something? Why would I even try to create it if I could just create it at the press of a button? Because it's easier and I don't have to do this shit. It's like, yeah, all right, yeah, you're spitting. Okay, I'm bad.
I don't know. I doubt that technology would even exist in like the next 30 years, though.
I really think
Maybe.
I think it would, because I think because we didn't see any of this AI shit. I mean, maybe it exists in all of all of us missed it, but we didn't see like these deep fake voice like videos forever, and then all of a sudden it's like everyone has them. You know, I think that's how it'll go. Like as soon as everyone's introduced to it, then it booms, because this is sort of like the discovery period in a weird way.
Yeah.
I'm scared of the robots. The robots scare me.
Yeah, robots. AI scares me for real though.
Yeah.
AI definitely scares me.
Are you guys worried?
There-
Go on.
I was just saying, this is like all these videos or like clips I've been watching where it's just like AI can genuinely just wipe us out if it just took some type of advancement. Like, what's stopping, like, you know, there was like this video, just like, if an AI really wanted to get like launch codes or whatnot, it could just design a bot to do it.
I don't think it can. I think whoever you watch say that just fucking said that because they thought it was true. I don't think it fucking can. Maybe it can, and maybe I'm 100% wrong here, but I really don't think if
Like,
AIs
what's
were at
stopping an AI from like just creating a drone to like just, you know, just decimate a whole group of people?
the
Whatnot. Like it's
Us.
if it could,
Ow.
the law of probability
We
is
made it. We
I don't-
wouldn't let it do that.
I don't know if it's probability, but there's like some law where it's like if it could happen, it probably would have already happened. I don't think it could happen. I just think there are things set in place that keep robots from doing that. And there's like, if robots could have already become these like fantastic machines that have just replaced humans, I'm not saying they can't in the future, but as of the things we have right now, I don't think they can, because if they could, they totally would fucking do that if they had sentience. And they just don't have sentience, so it's just not really an issue yet. When they-
yeah,
when
which
they-
is why I'm saying, like, if in the event like AI just like progresses to become like totally sentient, it's just kind of scary.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
I can't really shake the fear of like, oh no, a robot could just do the same thing I can do, and what if it just deems me obsolete at one point? Like, what am I gonna do about it?
That would
Yeah. What if at a point they have to accept them as a race and not, put them in slavery
be.
anymore?
That was what my question was going to be. Like, do you guys think within our lifetime we're going to have a robot civil rights movement?
Maybe not within our lifetime.
Not I don't like that.
Do you think
I don't think so.
if we were in that civil rights movement that we would be on the computer side? Because I'm going to say it, I would totally be like, no, those little fuckers are robots, they're not people. I don't give a shit.
I would only do it for the sole fact of like, this could be like the whole Matrix situation. Where, like, like the start of the Matrix, like the lore is like humans discriminated robots, and at one point, like it got so bad that the robots just decided to become just war machines. I'd probably do it. Be like, yeah, I like you guys. You guys are tight.
That's fucking. That is. You're a pussy. You're one of the few. I hate you.
I'm one of the few. I
You
would
wouldn't-
definitely suck their dicks. I'd be like, yeah.
I don't think
guys
you
are
would be a
awesome,
part of the
bro.
few, though. I think there would definitely be I think a lot of people would either have that fear or like have the belief that robots are just people. I don't know. It's just
I
wild.
would. I would just be on their side. Be like, yo, you guys are cool, man.
Nah,
Do
man.
some AI stuff. Let's go talk about robots.
Yeah, let's talk about robots. Yeah, that's what you're gonna do, huh? You're gonna talk about robots all day.
Yeah, talk about robots to the robots.
Yeah.
The
Hey,
whole
robots.
time.
Let's talk about. That's what I think. You know what? That's what minorities did during the civil rights movement. White people would walk up and be like, "Yo, let's talk about black people." Black people. That's what they did the whole time.
Like the only thing, this is how I view it.
Yeah.
Is like we have like the timelines, right? Like it could either be we get Overwatch robots where they're just like chilling,
Yeah.
or we could get fucking the Matrix robots or Terminator robots, and then they just destroy us.
I'm assuming you want the
I want
Overwatch
Overwatch
robots.
robots.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%, dude. Why would I want to fucking die?
I don't know, because you see,
Not
because
at
like
those guys.
my mindset, like the way I took it was just like, if I could suck robot dick and then eventually become the new robot god of this world because I'm just best friends with all of them.
That would
That's
be
how I took it.
awesome.
I was like, yeah, this.
Actually, yeah.
You
I think
would
that's
too.
how-
You would.
Yeah.
I would die on that hill. That is a hill I would die on. I would be like, I'm not gonna be best friends with fucking Siri. That's just not happening. My best friend is Ripley and Creams and Carlos. Even if all three of them think that I'm a fucking a cold shower, apparently, except for Creams.
If I was Robot God, I can
Yeah,
make
cool
you a Creams and Carlos, but better.
Oh, okay. Sorry, Creams and Carlos. You guys just all suck now. Your entire life experience has been it's out of here because Ripley pulled a fucking Soma and uploaded your brain into a PC. My bad.
Yeah. Robot King Ripley would be amazing.
Robot King Ripley. There's a lot of like, I don't know, like there's a lot of decently big questions in this one. Like we've talked a lot more about deep stuff than we have funny stuff, and I kind of fuck with it.
I like it.
Yeah, yeah.
I like it.
Maybe Carlos makes us dumb. Maybe that's what it is. He makes us dumb and he makes us angry.
Yeah. His presence and just the words he says half the time, just like, what the fuck, Carlos? Shut up.
Right. Yeah. I mean, like, let's think about what Carlos does outside of this, right? He puts his ass in my washer. He breaks it.
Mhm.
All right. He's I mean, honestly, that's it. That's all I have. That's my entire reasoning. But that's enough, I think.
Let's think of something else.
Let's think of something. Yeah, let's all just put it in our
Make
heads.
something up.
Let's brainstorm and
You're
slander
right.
Carlos some more. Oh yeah, he's friends with horrible, horrible people. All a bunch of pedophiles and
Bad people, just genuinely bad people.
yeah. I watched one of them
Also
fuck a
mad
child.
bigot, man. Like a raging bigot.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
crazy.
He hates the. What does he call him? Ripley. What does he call him?
12 seconds later.
How do you actually? That is a good question. How do you guys feel on that? Like, sort of like that margin. What do you think? There's words that we just shouldn't say?
I think everything we're doing is dumb.
Oh, okay. Go on.
I feel like the process of censoring words, right?
Yeah.
Is a process that we should just go full send. If we're gonna censor the N word, might as well censor every other word. So limit suspicion if we ever get that big, and I don't know, because like I don't know, we'll just be like crucified if like, hey, I saw you on this podcast. You said the N word, and you guys openly said the N word.
And then
like,
I'd say the N word to him. I'd be like, "All right,
Okay.
shut up," and they fucking explode into sand. I don't know, like.
I don't know. I just feel like backlash. That's like one thing. Like, I don't know. I just feel like it might as well just like censor everything else.
I don't.
There's just like odd words like faggot, which is like, it's offensive.
Is tranny also bad? Can we stop? I mean, like.
Stop saying that.
Apparently, yeah.
What do you mean stop saying them? Like, listen to me.
Why
Chris.
say them? You
Why
don't
say
need to
them?
say
Why?
tranny.
Okay, why? He's got a point. You got a point there. It's a really good point. Here's why I think any word is okay. Because you know me, I'm like a very aggressive and like none of that shit fucking matters. If you're offended, don't be a little bitch about it. I don't think any words should be off limits. I don't think you should not be allowed to say a word because you're not, like whatever enough to say it. Like I don't want to be like, yo, you're a certain race, you can't say the N-word, or you're a certain sexuality, you can't say faggot. Like it's like, I think doing that in a weird way is very just sort of exclusive in a way that I don't like. I don't like anyone being like, yo, you can't say something, because the freedom of speech says I can. And I do totally feel like no matter how hurtful something is to say, and even if I completely disagree with it, I 100% agree with your right to say it. I think you should be able to say whatever the fuck you want to say, even if I think it's stupid and it doesn't make sense, and even if it's a little harmful to certain people, and being like, yo, that's offensive. It's like, yeah, sometimes people need to be offended. And sometimes you need that sort of like wake up call to be like, hey, wait, everyone doesn't hold the same moral beliefs as me. That's okay, because I'm not in a world that's made by me, Like, people will say things all the time online that I disagree with. Like, I personally hate when people talk about politics online, because it's like, what the fuck are you changing? That's so stupid on either side, like right or left. I'm like, that's just, it's nothing. It's a nothing move. You did nothing there. Like, either I agreed with you and I nodded my head, or I disagreed with you and I called you a fucking bitch online. Like, nothing's changed. And I feel like that same way of me going like, I don't like that, but I'm not going to say in those comments, like, why are you talking about politics online? Because it's like, yeah, man, feel free. Like, it's your life, your mouth, say whatever the fuck you want to say. Can I make fun of you for talking about politics? Hell yeah, I can. And hell yeah, I will. But I'm not going to say you shouldn't. I'm not going to say you don't have, like, your own right to say that you like or hate whatever politicians. It's your life, man. Do what you want. And I don't like restricting that freedom. I don't like when other people restrict that freedom either.
If you offend me just like, me as a person, I should just decapitate you
Oh, okay.
in the street, and it'd be legal.
Yeah, I'd like to change my answer
Like
to
if
that.
you make fun of me. If you make fun of me, then I'll just slice your head off.
Yeah, I changed my answer to that, actually. That's a good idea. What about you, Chris?
Angel?
What do you think about?
I just think, right? Yeah, you could do that. But
You could do, wait, what do you mean
Um,
that? Which is that? The head thing or just the, like, say whatever thing?
say whatever thing, like, yeah, but it's like those people also have free speech and they will deplatform you.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, I'm scared of cancel culture is what I'm saying. I am terrified. And, a lot of people obviously say any word they want, but it's the fact that some couple dudes could be like, I don't like the way he said that, and I'm just gonna press this button and boom, he's done.
Yeah.
Said the N word. I just don't like that at all, and I don't completely agree with you, but I agree with you.
I don't know. Like, I agree with what you're saying, actually, where it's like people have the freedom to sort of go, I don't like that. I'm fine with that. You know, like if someone is like, yo, you didn't follow our rules, so you got to go. It's like, all right, I get it. You know, but the problem with that is, at least in my opinion, is that there's not usually a place for things like that. You know, like if you say offensive words, like there's not usually just like a YouTube 2 you can go to. Like, I'd like to say there's a YouTube 2, but the only other thing that's like even close in popularity to YouTube is Twitch, and Twitch is even more restrictive, and I fucking hate Twitch streamers. If you're a Twitch streamer or you watch Twitch live, I think you're a fucking faggot. I think you should off yourself. That's just me.
Yeah,
we
should talk about that.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Dude, could you imagine how lame you would have to be to watch literally just exclusively bloopers in the hopes that you'll get one good thing, like one good moment that would make up a random YouTube video? Is all you're praying for in a random live stream. You are so starved for fucking personality and social interaction that you are watching some cuckold online play Getting Over It by Bennett Foddy for hours. It's like, what the fuck are you doing with your life?
It's like, cause like, it's so time consuming too. Like, I could watch a 5-minute, like, just like Twitch clip, right?
Yeah.
Or just like, just like a whole compilation, right?
Compilation.
And it's like, yeah, my fault.
You good.
Yeah, I could just watch that and I just be like, yeah, I got what I got some content. I'm satisfied, right? But no, you had to go the extra mile and just like watch like 3 hours of stream with like, first off, you have that much time in your hands to just, watch a stream, which is crazy.
Yeah, like get a job.
Yeah, but like there's like people who donate and like donate a lot of money and like just talk to people and just say shit.
Yeah.
And chat. And it's just like, bro, like just do anything else. It's like it's just so lame. It's like the lamest thing anybody could do. It's just watch Twitch. I don't know why.
I 100% agree with you. I think it's the other thing is too is like people will spend a shit ton of money. Like JCS, Jim Can't Swim, like the guy who does like police investigations and shit, like interviews. He was breaking down a recent case where a guy paid like $250,000 to a cam girl online. It wasn't Twitch, but it's like there are similar cases for people paying a shit ton of money to fucking Pokimane or whatever the other like e-whores are, where they just fucking go on there, like shake a little bit of ass, and they're like, all right, cool, let's collect our check. And they like, it's such a weird, I don't even know how to phrase it.
Like, and not even like, I can't even blame the e-whores. It's just like, dudes are just so fucking stupid. Like, I just like,
oh yeah, don't get me wrong, I do not blame them. If I could twerk on cam for 5 minutes and make enough money to pay off my fucking my car payments for like the next forever, I would shake my ass for hours on end. That's all I would do. I would not cease shaking my ass until Twitch banned me. I cannot elaborate on that enough.
Doing circles with my dick on camera to pay off college debt.
Yeah. If I could helicopter my dick around and float an inch off the air just so I could pay off my college loans, I'd do that shit. I didn't even go to college and I'd do that shit. Like, shit's insane. Like, I don't know. Like, I can't blame them at all. But at the same exact time, I'm gonna go, man, you were just like exploiting the most desperate group of people in the fucking world so you can make enough money to do that shit. It's like, is that scummy? Yes. Am I a scummy person who would do the same exact thing? Also, yes. I'm not gonna blame you for it, but I am gonna make fun of you for it.
Feels like scamming.
Yeah.
Like women only.
Yeah. Do you think that happens with women? I think there's something with men. You know, like I don't want to be like one of those people on TikTok who's like, men are evil or men are stupid, but men are fucking stupid, bro. Like I could not imagine a woman seeing a male Twitch streamer and donating enough money to sink their fucking entire life into the hole. Like, but men do that all the time. You have to be a
different type of woman. But like, I don't know, you also have to be a different type of dude to do that too.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna just claim that like 50% of men just do that because they just don't.
Yeah, right.
There's just select few that do it, and I imagine it's probably select few female that just kind of do that. It's probably a lot less.
There was a guy who tried to sue Twitch for like an insane amount of money. I wanted to do research on this because all of my sources are essentially like 3 YouTube videos and like maybe 1 article, which isn't like a lot, and I can't guarantee all of the information. So 1, I read it forever ago, and 2, my memory is pretty fucked up. So it's like some parts are gonna be wrong. But someone spent a shit ton of money trying to sue Twitch for the already shit ton of money he lost for jerking off to cam girls all day and sending them like thousands of dollars, to the point where he jerked off so aggressively that he permanently bruised his dick and got fucking viruses because of how unclean he was. And he was like, this is Twitch's fault. It's like, you can't do that. Like, you can't suck that much. I want to look this up right now and like make sure I'm getting that right. Cause like, imagine being such a fucking loser that you not only do that, but you go, hey, this is your fault. You're the reason I'm broken. It's so pathetic. I don't know, man.
One thing I hate about Twitch, like, so much. Yeah. It's just like the big streamers are like the worst. like I don't know. He's like, yeah, I like some streamers here and there. Like, they're neat, okay. Like, but I don't watch streams, right? But then there's like the big ones will have like clips, right? These like 30-second clips that just fucking end up in like my YouTube or something. I was like, click on them like by mistake, or just be like, oh, well, fuck it, right? Like, this shit has to be funny. You can't make a 30-second clip for no reason, right? And it would just be like Jerma making a funny voice. Now I just fucking hate Jerma. I don't even know who Jerma is. I just fucking hate the dude because all of his shitty, all of his shitty clips, they just get posted on YouTube, and I hate them.
It's the same thing. Go on.
And like, I think like my most hated streamer has to be XQC. He's such a dumbass. Like, he's such a fucking retard.
I 100% agree. I 100% agree.
Oh my god. And it's like, there's 4 people like him who just act so fucking dumb, and they just have like such a big audience. Like, they can literally do nothing else for the rest of their life, and they can just act dumb on cam and just like live. I hate that.
The other thing is, like, I feel the same exact way with Critical. Like, I don't know how much Critical streams, but I always see his shorts. I fucking hate Critical. I don't give a fuck. I don't care. I'm sure there's like some portion of people who would ever come across us that really like Critical. I don't give a fuck. He is so unfunny, and he has the most bland opinions I've ever heard in my fucking life. If people think something's good, he'll go, this is good. If people think something's bad, he'll go, this is bad. And then like he'll make 10 penis jokes, and that's the video. It's the same thing with Pyrocynical. It's like, you're saying nothing. This is nothing. Half the time, Pyrocynical kills me because I have never seen a more flagrant disregard to research than any of Pyrocynical's videos. He will literally go, I saw this on Twitter once, or I look at it with my fucking eyeballs, and it must be true. And he fucking makes a 10-minute video bashing that everything is fucking law. And then people will watch it and be like, I cannot believe people have done this. It's like, that's not even correct. That's 1, wrong, and 2, what the fuck are you listening to this guy for news for?
I have something to put into this, right? See, like, I just hate commentary channels, right? But I think I hate Moist Critical the most because, like, people like Pyrocynical, right? Or even like some other guy I know, right? Like, they actually have videos where they actually put effort into it. Like any one of, like, I don't know, Pyrocynical's like 3-hour videos,
right? Like his Utopia video and stuff like that.
Yeah, those are fucking great videos, right?
100% agree.
He doesn't, but like Moist Critical literally has like 10 million subscribers. Literally with the most low effort content ever.
I agree.
He turns on his camera, has no script, and just talks about something that nobody gives a fuck about, right? But like, it's slightly interesting, so I click, and I'm just like, oh, it's fucking Moist Critical. He's not gonna say shit this whole video. I don't even like, half the time he's just like, he's like, yeah, we're talking about, like, you know, this thing that happened. I'm like, oh, I'm slightly interested, and then I'll watch a video. I have to go through his 500 shitty dick jokes before I even get to see a clip of the video he's talking about. So he just says a whole bunch of dumb shit, and I have to wait for like the good stuff. I'm just like, why am I even watching this? And like, he also just controls just commentary, like the commentary community, which is already ass. I fucking hate the commentary community.
Well, that's the other. I would like to disagree with you in that extent. I do think there are commentary channels out there that are doing God's work whenever it comes to content, because like people like Nerd City. I love their content. It's crazy well edited, and a lot of it's really well researched. And when they're not blatantly lying to make shit up, which is a bold claim to make, so I'm going to substantiate it. And their Lele Pons video in particular, they ended up skewing what actually happened in one of her videos to sort of make her look worse than she actually was. Not even sort of. They just made her look worse than she was, which Lily Pons is already a piece of shit. So it's weird that you had to do that, and it makes me sort of doubt the other shit. But I don't care enough to look through every single one of their videos and research every single fucking point they make and then go back and criticize it. So everything I see from them, I always go with a grain of salt. But whenever I do that, whenever I do check up on some of their stuff and like it checks out, it's like, damn, these guys are like really good at editing. Their research is super deep. Like, they even call up, like, one of their most recent videos, they called up the ex-girlfriend of one of their, like, the people they're interviewing, and, like, got person testimony to sort of, like, be like, yeah, as a witness, I saw him, like, do this and do that, and, like, they even,
Some
like, right, yeah, it's like, that is insane level of detail that I've just never seen before, and I love it. And whenever it comes together and they do something good, like, helping put Daddy 05, like someone who abused their kids in prison, or like exposing Jake or Logan Paul for doing something fucking scummy like they do all the time, and like actually making a positive change to the way that they have to interact with their audiences. It's like, that's beautiful to see. I love that shit. And then there's other people like Pyrocynical and Moist Critical who are just there. It's just like, okay,
it's like I usually like I just hate Moist Criticals too, because it's like I already do, but I hate him more because like I feel like there was like this guy that I used to watch, right?
Yeah.
And like he would make videos and like you probably heard of it, like some ordinary game. It's like Indian guy, right?
Oh yeah, I've heard of him.
I love that guy. He used to make videos on like it was like some dark web shit, just like random ass websites, and he made like videos on computers and emulators, just like stuff I like, right?
Mm-hmm.
It was just really interesting. It was just kind of a goofy guy, and then he just started making like commentary shit, right? Like it wasn't like out of nowhere, but like he just started making like really heavy like Moist Critical ass commentary shit, and like I feel like I would just like open YouTube and like whatever video Moist Critical would make was made by Power Cynical and some ordinary gamers, and it made me so sad.
Right.
I was like, I don't want to watch this like at all. Like
that is actually a really good thing to say too, because Pyrocynical didn't do that weird shit where he would just go like, yo, I saw this on Twitter and Critical already made this video. That's funny too, because in Pyrocynical's videos he'll even go, yeah, Critical already made this video, but I'm gonna make it anyway. Worst Pyrocynical impression ever, but like you get the point. Like he would literally just say shit like that, and it's like, dude, you suck. Like I really like when you make shit that's cool.
I'm happy you're owning up to it.
Right. It's good that you're honest, but what if instead of being honest and flagrant about your laziness, you just decided to not be a cuck for 5 minutes and just make something cool? All this time you spent
your good videos, please.
Yeah, right? Like if you didn't spend all this time Twitch streaming and making dog shit fucking like, I saw this on Twitter pieces, I feel like we'd have a lot more videos that I could look at and be like, damn, that's a genuine piece of artistic expression that I can see come straight from your brain to my computer, to my brain, and I can go, yeah, it's pretty good. I like that shit.
He needs to drop the Cruelty Squad video.
Yeah, right? That's what I know, right? I've been looking forward to his Cruelty Squad video. And I am. No, I actually am. I fucking hate Cruelty Squad. I
hate the game. The game is so ass.
I hate Cruelty Squad. That's why I want to see it. I want to see what this little fucking sniveling piece of dick-sucking shit has to say.
It literally has a stock market. How can you not love it?
You are you invested in the stock market right fucking now, Creams? In the real world? Oh, okay, cool. Then why do you care?
Squad stock market, okay? Unlike you, the fish market.
I fucking hate you.
Bury your death, okay?
You know what? Now I wish I was fishing. I wish I went fishing and never met you. You fucking piece of shit. You suck. Because like you don't care. Well, I don't give a shit about the real stock market, but Cruelty Squad stock market. That's impressive stuff. I don't know if I've ever seen anything like this. Maybe the reason you haven't seen it because you haven't fucking invested in the real stock market.
I have invested in the real stock market.
Oh yeah, what stocks you got?
I just stopped doing it because I'm not 18 and it's really difficult to do, and capital gains tax, and I just didn't care enough.
I think you just said a word. I don't think you know what that is because I don't know what that is.
Capital gains tax.
Yeah, I don't know shit about the stock market. I've tried to get into it before. I don't care.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying. I like how you think that I'd care about the Cruelty Squad stock market when I don't care about the real stock market. That's what I think is bizarre.
A lot of things you just should care about. You just don't.
I agree. Like, I agree with you. But at the same exact time, I feel the same exact way about you. I'm like, man, this guy doesn't give a shit about fucking, like, whatever Tatsuki Fujimoto is writing up next. Damn, bro, what the fuck?
I really don't.
What the fuck? Oh my god, he should care about this.
You should be worried about the stock market and credit. Like those, at least credit. Credit's important.
Nah, bro, credit's for pussies.
Okay, well.
Real men just steal enough shit until they can get what they want.
Grimo, up here.
Yeah, say words. Interact.
Defend Cruelty Squad.
No, don't.
Yeah,
Don't
I
do
love
that.
Cruelty
I'm
Squad.
leaving. I'm gonna go grab water. You guys suck each other's dick about Cruelty Squad.
Has a good stock market, right?
Yeah, I fucking love the Oregon stock market. That shit is tight.
Tight as fuck, right?
Man. Yeah.
Tomorrow.
All right, well, this has been another episode of the Hetero Homies. Not as funny as it usually is, but it was something. Shut the fuck up. Next one's gonna be good. It's gonna be live action, which you guys can get excited for. Creams does a ton of funny stuff in it. I think he's probably the best part of the in-person podcast, and yeah. See ya.
Yeah.
Goodbye. Okay. In the night of America,
You just spell it completely wrong.
yeah.
You just put it.
Yeah.
I got you guys.
Thank you, Creams. You're good. You're a good one. You're one of the good ones.
That's it.
Hetero Hoys. Yeah, there you go.
Heteros.
In the night of Welcome to... Okay.